Everyone dreams of financial freedom, to live life on their own terms without worrying about money. Yet most people never get there. Why? The answer isn't just bad luck or low salaries. It's hidden in how we think about money, how we use it, and the traps we fall into without realizing it. Let's uncover the real reasons most people never reach financial independence and what you can do differently.
So what's really going on here? The path to financial freedom, it's just full of these hidden obstacles, and they're usually not the ones we're looking out for. So let's kick things off by looking at some of these invisible forces, the ones that are quietly working against you, maybe without you even realizing it.
All right, first up, let's talk about what I call the silent wealth killers. Now, these are the traps that, on the surface, they feel really safe, right? They feel responsible. But underneath it all, they're secretly sabotaging your entire financial future. And I'm talking about two big ones: relying only on savings and completely underestimating the power of inflation.
From the time we're kids, we're all taught the same thing. Saving money is the safest way to build wealth. You put it in the bank, you get a little bit of interest, and it's totally secure. Sounds simple, right? Well, the reality is way more complicated. Because while that number in your bank account might be ticking up, the real question is, what can that money actually buy? And the hard truth is, its purchasing power is shrinking year after year.
Okay, so let's look at the actual numbers, because this is what really pulls back the curtain. Here in India, a typical savings account, what does it give you? Maybe around 3% interest. But then you've got this other thing, inflation, which has been averaging around 5.8% over the last decade. So you do the math. Your money isn't actually growing at all. It's literally losing a battle against this invisible enemy every single day.
And check out what happens over the long haul. This isn't just some tiny leak in your financial boat. This is a massive hole. We're talking about a 20-year period where that slow, steady drain means your hard-earned savings lose almost half of their actual buying power. So that 1 lakh rupees you so carefully saved up, in reality, it now feels like it's worth maybe 56,000. Ouch.
And this slide just drives the point home. It shows you the absolutely staggering cost of playing it too safe. Now imagine you took that same 1 lakh rupees and invested it, say, for an average 12% return. It wouldn't just be inflation, it would grow to over 3 lakhs in real, usable value. We're not talking about a small difference here. This is the difference between falling further behind every year and actually building real, lasting wealth.
Okay, so the big takeaway here is pretty clear. Saving alone is just a losing game, which, naturally, brings us to our next big topic, the stuff that's going on inside our own heads, the mindset traps that stop most people from ever making that huge leap from being just a saver to becoming an investor.
I mean, it's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If the math is so obvious, why isn't everyone doing it? What's holding people back? And the answer has nothing to do with being smart or not. It's all about these beliefs about money and risk that are just drilled into us, and frankly, a lot of them are just plain wrong. Let's look at some data on this. It's actually pretty wild. A huge chunk of people, something like 40%, genuinely believe that investing in the stock market is the same as gambling, just pure speculation. And this myth it won't die. Even though the reality is you can start an SIP, a systematic investment plan, with as little as 500 rupees. See, it's not about being rich to start. It's about being consistent.
But once you push past that fear and actually start investing, you get to unlock the most powerful force in all of finance. And that's compounding. I mean, this is the magic part, right? It's where your money starts making its own money. And then that money starts making even more money. It creates this incredible exponential curve that can build some truly serious wealth over time.
But, and this is a big but, there's a flip side. When you avoid investing, it's not just that you're missing out on the good stuff, on the growth. You are actively letting compounding work against you. Because guess what else compounds? Inflation. It builds on itself year after year, just like investment returns, and it just steadily, relentlessly chews away at your future.
And all of this leads to what is maybe the most dangerous trap of all. It's the belief that, oh, financial freedom, that's not for me. That's for other people, the lucky ones. Because once you believe it's impossible, what happens? You don't even try. It becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy, and it stops you from taking even those first tiny, consistent steps that are the absolute foundation of building wealth. So that kind of thinking, it flows right into our third major roadblock. And this one's all about the illusion of wealth that society pushes on us. I like to call it chasing lifestyle over freedom.
Think about it.
We are trained from day one to think wealth is all about what you can see, right? The fancy car, the newest phone, the designer stuff. But that's not wealth. That's just spending. Real wealth, it's the stuff you don't see. It's the portfolio of assets, the investments, the businesses that are humming along in the background, working to buy back your most valuable resource, your time.
And this next number really shows you just how big this lifestyle trap is. Get this, a staggering 90% of the Indian population has nothing left over for non-essential purchases. And this isn't just about low incomes. Even for people earning good money, there's this thing called lifestyle inflation. Your salary goes up, but your spending goes up even faster, swallowing every single rupee that could have been working for your future freedom.
Which brings us to a really important idea: defining your personal enough. Look, true financial independence isn't about having $1 billion or more money than anyone else. It's about having enough to cover the life you want to live without being forced to work for it. It's about setting a real, tangible finish line so you don't get stuck on that exhausting treadmill of always chasing more.
Okay, so let's say you've got the mindset right, you've got your spending under control. There's still one last hurdle that trips up so many people. And this one is what I call the critical strategy gap. It's that huge difference between just having a vague idea of what you want and having a concrete step-by-step plan to actually get there. And the data on this is, well, it's pretty shocking. You've got this huge majority of people, 76%, who say, yep, I have a financial plan. But then you look at how many actually reach their goals. It's only 30%. That is a massive gap between what people intend to do and what they actually do.
So why the huge gap? Well, it turns out most of these so-called plans are full of holes. For instance, almost half of them don't even have a proper emergency fund. That makes them incredibly fragile. And an unbelievable 73% of people are underinsured. Think about that. One bad medical emergency could completely wipe out everything they've saved. Plus, if you don't tie your investments to specific, meaningful goals, it's just so easy to give up when things get a little tough. But you know, one of the most powerful strategies is one we almost always overlook: investing in yourself. Think about it. If you develop your skills to earn more money, and then you invest that extra cash, our analysis shows that could create an extra 89 lakhs in wealth over 20 years. That's incredible. Never forget, your ability to earn is your single greatest asset.
And this leads us to one last crucial strategic point. Relying on a single salary is just fragile. It's risky. Real financial security, the kind that actually lets you sleep soundly at night, it comes from building multiple streams of income. We're talking about rental income, maybe some freelancing, dividends from your investments, things like that. It creates a safety net that a single job, no matter how good it is, can just never provide.
Financial independence isn't magic. It's math and mindset. Most people never get there because they let fear, inflation, lifestyle pressure, and inaction hold them back. The wealthy aren't necessarily smarter. They're just consistent, intentional, and patient.
Start today. Build assets, grow skills, control expenses, invest regularly. The earlier you begin, the sooner money stops being your master and starts being your tool for freedom.